Welcome everybody. What I'm going to do here is show you all you fine people who voted. Thank you very much. It looks like more of you wanted to know about this particular topic than anything else. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover this one thing today. To be honest, there's so much to cover in all of these topics, and I think it's ambitious to try and cover all three in one sitting. In fact, that would be like at least an hour and a half long, training. So what I'm going to do is just this for this time for this video, I'm just going to cover that one topic. If I tried to cover all three of these, we'd be here till midnight. So, and in an effort to get this content out to you guys and show you how we're getting all these people to apply and work with us, which was sort of the premise for why most of you joined, I'm just going to cover that one topic today. And then, I can cover the other two at a later date. So we'll go ahead and get started. Can everybody hear me okay? First of all, I just want to make sure that my microphone's working okay. Seems like it is. Just praise. Does it sound like, so the audio is good, y'all? Okay. Sometimes I get started and my microphone isn't plugged in or you can't hear me or whatnot. So that's good to know. Okay, we'll get started here, y'all. So one of the things that we worked really hard on last year was building an application funnel for our business. And as most of you know, I started a fitness agency specializing in helping fitness locations at the beginning of last year. This is my business partner, Ryan, here on the screen. And then here's our wonderful technical manager, Jess here. She handles all of our technical integrations and our Zapier integrations and things like that. Betsy is our campaign manager, and she is a badass at Facebook ads. And that's me here, the tall guy. And we've got a bunch more team members. In fact, I think there's like 8 of it. We've like doubled in size in the last 6 months, team-wise. So just to give you guys an idea of how fast we've grown, we basically took it from concept to 6 figures a month in about 9 months. January was our very first 6-figure month. And then this month we actually had our first 6-figure week, which was last week. We did like 135,000 last week in sales, which was phenomenal and so fun. And so we were growing like a weed. And along with that, I would get a ton of questions. So that's the reason why we put this group together. I only have so many hours in the day, and I definitely want to share some of this stuff with you because there's a ton of people who, get what I think is bad information out there in the marketplace about how to do this right, how to build an actual business around it, not just, how to go from a pizza boy to a 10K a month and here's my Lambo. And like, I'm not actually no Dan Henry, but I think there's a lot of people in the marketplace who do this as a make money online opportunity, whereas I view it as an actual business, like something that you can actually build a good life around and build it as an asset so that you can actually be a business person. You can stay in it for 5 years and 10 years and not have to jump around and do a bunch of shiny object syndrome stuff. So I don't want to pick on any one person out there, but I think there's a lot of misinformation in the marketplace about how to approach this thing the right way. And I've got friends who've got courses, and they're very good courses. I'm in Dan Henry's program, for example. I'm not friends with him, I'm acquaintances with him, but I learned some things from Dan Henry, I'm not going to lie. But my philosophy and, the differentiation between the way that I position my business and the way that a lot of the Facebook ad gurus out there are telling you to position yourself, it's night and day freaking difference. And the proof is in the pudding, y'all. I don't knock anyone else's hustle. If you're out there hustling, I got love for you, right? But I'm telling you this right now, if you don't build these foundations in place, you're going to be looking at something different next month, next quarter, next year, because if you can't make it work and your clients aren't seeing success with your program, then the stats and the data say that you're going to quit and go on to something else. So it's a big problem that I see in the marketplace, and I've got a lot of friends in this group who are asking for this help. A lot of you I don't even know, but I welcome you. I welcome you too, right? Like I wish I had somebody giving me this kind of help when I got first started out. So let's dig in, open your minds a little bit. Let me show you. And by no means should you compare yourself to us, guys. I'm not telling you that to make you feel like I'm better than you or any of that BS. This is basically just to show you the path, right? To show you what's possible. But if you're starting off from zero or somewhere between zero and where I'm at, don't compare yourself to me, just learn from me. That's my message, okay? So here's what I want to show you guys. So in the last 9-ish months, we've generated about 1,500 inbound applications. And if you go back to the post that is just on fire, I can't believe we got this many comments on it. In fact, you can see people are still saying heck yes to being added to the group. You know, this thing just keeps going, like won't die. So a ton of you opted into this. There's like 500 or 600 comments or something crazy like that. I don't even know what it is, but this is what our calendar looks like every day, guys. Every day we wake up, and actually right now we're booked out over 2 weeks in advance. Every day we wake up, we've got a full day of people who've applied to us, who made an appointment in our calendar system to book calls with us. And right now my business partner is still doing all the sales calls, so poor Ryan has to get on the phone and pick and choose. He gets to cherry pick our best clients. And all these people came to us. We didn't chase them around or any of that stuff. They came through our funnel, saw all of our case studies, saw our offer, saw what we do, and these people are basically getting on the phone, and a lot of them are signing up the same day. So first time talking to us, they sign up right there on the spot. And in fact, Ryan has had to start double booking because he's got so few opportunities, and we do get some no-shows and some cancellations. So like on this particular day, I think he had 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and he skipped our team meeting there, so to be on the phone. So guys, this is our calendar every single day. In fact, we had to shut our ads off because if you get too much farther out than 2 weeks, it's just too far out and people kind of forget who you are and they're onto other things. So that's what I'm gonna show you guys today. I'm gonna show you exactly how we did it. I can't cover every single detail, so I'll stop periodically to answer questions. But if you guys like this stuff and you wanna learn straight from us, we've got a live workshop that we're doing here in San Diego. There is, I think, 1 seat left for that. And I've been getting a ton of questions from everybody for a remote option. So what I'm gonna do at the end of this is give you some options for a remote 3-day event. And you can do it from anywhere with an internet connection. And I'm gonna show you how you can learn from us for 3 days and actually implement some of this stuff that I'm gonna show you for yourself, for your own business. We call it an implementation workshop because the workshop is designed to do, not just like consume. So by the time that you leave, you're gonna have actionable things built, like the funnel that I'm about to show you that we built for ourselves. And you'll be able to have your ad copy written and be pulling the trigger on ads and things like that. So I do really want to specifically tell you guys that this is not a beginner course on Facebook ads or anything like that, right? I do know how to run ads for local businesses very well, but a lot of you already know how to do that, and there's plenty of resources out there to learn that. This is more on everything that goes around it. So how do you acquire clients? How do you sell and close clients? How do you service them? How do you package and price your stuff to get them the best results and so that you can charge a premium? How do you differentiate yourself in the marketplace? That's what all this stuff is designed to do in our program. And that's what you can expect to learn here. So let me show you guys real quick. I want to show you guys our funnel, but before I do, 2 things. I want you, number one, to promise me that you won't go out there and claim this stuff or steal it or approach any of our clients. None of that is cool. If I hear about any of that stuff happening, you're out of the community. If you paid me money, instant refund, bye-bye, blacklisted. That's not what I'm doing this for. This is not a ClickFunnels group. So I just want to be super clear about that. I'm not down with any of that kind of shady stuff. And so that's thing one. And thing two is, again, I just want to let you know to resist copying and pasting, because this stuff works for us, but it works for our market and our niche and for our messaging. So you guys, even if you did that, it wouldn't work for you. So just trying to save you some headache and some heartache from 2 angles. But really what you want to do is figure out what works best for your niche and your clients. I'm just giving you the framework, if that makes sense. You have to put the work in and plug this stuff in to make it work for you and for your business and for your clients. Okay? So first things first, let's take a look at the most important part of the entire funnel. And if you guys notice, when we get notifications that somebody's applying to work with us, the very first thing we look at isn't the date and the time that they booked a call with us. We look at the application. and they cannot get on the phone with us without filling out an application. This is very, very important. The reason why this thing is so important is, number one, we want to filter out people who are not a good fit. I know that sounds crazy, but it's a waste of time to get on the phone with somebody who is not a good fit for your agency, for your services. A lot of people, especially if you have 0 clients or you're just struggling to consistently get clients, the impulse is to get on the phone with every single person that comes to you. And I understand that. I was there once, myself, but I can tell you that it is cancerous to do that, because what ends up happening is you get tempted to take money from somebody who is not a good fit for your business, and it's an act of desperation, and a bad client will take the spot of 5 to 10 good clients. That's how it works, y'all. Excuse me, I had to take a drink here. So it's really, really dangerous to take on a bad client, guys. I cannot stress that enough. You've got to take my word for it, because we got to keep moving here. I want to deliver as much value as I can, but just take my word for it on that front. You need to have people apply to work with you. I don't care if they're a warm lead, if they're your best friend, if they're your spouse, if they're your parent. They fill out an application in order to earn the right to get on the phone with you. Can everybody promise me that you will start doing this? Let me just check the comments real quick. Oh, what's up? Jess Phelan's in the house. Yeah. Katie's here. She's also on our team. Brian, what's up, man? I don't know you yet, but I look forward to getting to know you a little bit. Thanks for letting me know the mic is working. And John says you're right, Rob. I think you were talking about all the gurus out there. Yeah, that's a true story. Tracy Lee, hey, what's up? How are you? Okay, cool. Ed says thumbs up. All right, yep. And Ed is in a spot where he's learned this, I think. Ed's getting really good at only taking good fit clients and only talking to good fit clients. So, yep. Angel says 100% already do. My closing is 100% because of it. You're onto it, dude. What's up, Joe? Joe Rizzo in the house. Okay, cool. So, Julian, yeah, there will be a replay, guys. That's a good question. Yep. So, okay, guys. So promise me that you'll set this up. Now, there's a lot of different ways to set up an application form. There's a ton of free ways. Just use Google if you're looking for a free solution. We pay for Woohoo because it's got some features that we really like. But you don't have to use this to do this, guys. Just get it done, right? Now, the questions that you choose for your application, and I'm showing this to you. This is not the page that we have them sign up on. I'll show you that page here in a minute. But this is basically, I want you to focus just on the questions, because the content of the questions is actually really important. What you need to do is take inventory of all of the things that you have done for a client and figured out what makes an ideal client and what makes a bad client, right? If you come into like the average fitness facility, right? There's like 2 to 5 things that we need to know, depending on how much online research that we can do, to basically tell right away if they're going to be a good fit for us. Okay, so a great example of that is this question right here. We talked to like over 800 gym owners last year through the year, and as a result, we found out that there was a correlation between the size of the prospect or the client's database and how much success they have with our program. And let me explain that. What ends up happening is the longer that a gym is open, the more database records that they collect, right? That probably makes common sense. What you would think would be common practice is that they know what to do with that database. And folks, I'm here to tell you that could not be farther from the truth. To be honest, most of them have no idea what it takes to effectively market today. And what we found is that if we come across a client or prospect and they fill out the application and they have 5,000 prospects or more in their database, we basically can force them to make money from our program. There is very, very little left to like, there's almost no variables if they've got this asset in their business for us to make them a positive return on investment from our program. So if we get somebody on this who fills this out and they select this radio button, we know for sure that we can make them successful with our program. Now, guys, this is one question. What do you guys think the success rate of those phone calls and those people coming into our program is if we know that fact right there and we force people to fill this out before they get on the phone? What do you guys think? It's not rhetorical. Well, it is rhetorical, but I want you guys to answer. This is a interactive exercise. Chime in. I'll give you a hint. Angel already touched on it. Yeah, it's like 100%. 100%. Guys, Matt says a lot better results. Not just that, but it's ridiculous results, like disgusting results. So here's what you guys got to figure out for yourself. You have to find out what these key things are, right? So if you help med spas or chiropractors or dentists, you have to figure out what this kind of thing is for them. It could very well be this, but it might be something different for you, okay? The reason why we were able to find this out was because we talked to 800, location owners last year, and we helped a couple hundred of them through our program, and we studied what the things were in common that everybody in our program had success with. And the things, like there was a couple people that just washed out, were like, what were those red flags? What were those warning signs, right? And then there was a bunch of people in the middle who got okay results or good results, but it wasn't like a windfall, right? So we said, well, we want to attract more ideal clients, more of our best fit clients. So let's architect what those people look like. And so we had, 50 of those that we dissected, and we figured out that they had this in common. Does that make sense, guys? So this is super useful to know. On the flip side, there was the people that washed out of our program or problem children in our, from a client services standpoint, they all pretty much had something like this. So what do you guys think is going to happen when a person fills this out and they filled this part out, less than 500? Go ahead and comment. Yep. Chris White says, Rob, this is gold. People don't understand this value unless they've had 50 to 100 plus strategy calls. Yeah, it's like I'd rather dig my eyeballs out with a dull spoon than go through 50 to 100 strategy sessions with people who've ticked this box right here, because they're a pain in the ass, they're not self-motivated, or they're too new to understand basic business principles, right? And I don't know about you guys, we definitely have helped people in this category. Trust me, there's people in our program who are like go-getters. Their attitude is excellent. They're whatever it takes people. They will do whatever we suggest. They are not trying to reinvent the wheel. We have helped people like this. And there are some in our program who are rock stars that had a database less than 500. But by the volume, by numbers, I mean, it's like night and day different. The person who fills this out and the person who fills this out, right? Yeah, so there we go. Yep, they're not a good fit. Yeah, for the most part. Now, we will not automatically disqualify them because of this one thing, but there's a few other questions. If it's in combination with this one, we will probably email them and tell them that they're not a good fit for our program. They're just not ready, right? If they fill out other parts of our application, which we're going to go through here in a bit, and they're rock stars with it, we'll get on the phone with them and figure it out and get to the bottom of it. Does that help, guys? Is this helpful so far? Cool. Yeah, this is something you guys have to get good at if you're going to position yourselves well in the marketplace and begin to grow your business. Treat it like an actual business, right? Okay, cool. So second question, how long has your facility been open? Now, this question is a lot like the other one. The reason why we asked this one in addition to that one is because sometimes people have a very large database and they've only been open for like a year. And when they do that, it tells us right away that they invested into marketing, right? You don't get a database built that fast without investing into marketing. And that makes a better prospect for us because they have tried other things and they understand the value of it more than likely. And so we just want to know how do those two numbers correlate? If they've got a big database, small database, whatever the case may be, we want to know how long they've been open. Sometimes people have a small database because they just have never had anybody help them understand the value of it. but they've been open for more than 10 years and they have a great business and they have a great attitude and they fully understand the value of it. We're just kind of the first person they've been introduced to, right? But again, going back here, if somebody has less than 500 and they've been open less than a year, a lot of times that means they're green. So we're going to need to get some more information before we get excited about working with them. Is that making sense, y'all? All right. Which category are you in? Now, this is something that we began to do fairly recently. We actually just got another lead in our system as I'm doing this, which is fun. So the reason why we asked this is because we started again to look at the success correlation, and the people who owned in our program who owned multiple locations, whether they were independent or they bought into a franchise, or the people who were part of a franchise system, right? In other words, they own their location, but they bought into a franchise, and the franchise gave them the sales system and all the programming for their workouts and all that stuff. Those two types of people, so these first two radio buttons, these two people were by far more successful than the people who were independent that only opened. Like this was their first shot. It makes sense, right? But a lot of people, is the audio still choppy? Oh. Here, I'll pause for a sec to see if I can make it any better. Okay, how's it now, y'all? Is it any better? Okay, cool. All right, I'll keep going. So if somebody's totally green, this is their first swing at business, they typically don't value the right things enough to understand them fully. So I'll give you an example. A lot of people who just opened, and this is their first small business that they've ever owned, they say things like, oh, I can't afford to just dump a bunch of money into marketing. That's too expensive, right? When they've never really had an issue with it yet because they're new. So there's like, when you do a grand opening for a fitness facility, it's typically like people just kind of showing up out of thin air because it's new and it's exciting, right? And all that good business. But after that excitement fades in the marketplace and they have no predictable system for generating opportunities each and every month, they start to get desperate and start to, try things and figure it out, right? So a lot of times when we get on the phone with folks, if they're new and they own one location and they're an independent, it's very, very difficult to get them good results unless they are a total go-getter. It's like the intangibles, right? Like, how athletes, and when they're doing like the NFL combine is on right now, right? They're like, oh, this guy is an average athlete on paper, but the intangibles are exceptional. Like he's a great locker room guy, or he's a great leader, or so on and so forth. Does that make sense? Sometimes the intangibles can overcome this, but by the numbers, these top two things are way more better fit for our program. Okay, so this is a question we want to ask here because we want to know where they're at in their business now. So we want to know what their total membership count is now because we want to know where they want to be after this. So I'm just going to type in a dummy number. And so we want to know where they're at now, membership count wise, because we're going to help them grow their membership, but we want to know what their goal is, right? So that's the purpose for that question. Now, this question is really, really powerful. Which ownership scenario are you? Why would you guys think that it's a good idea to ask this question before you get on the phone? Can anybody tell me that? I feel like I might be losing my voice soon, so I'm trying to keep liquids. Oh, Jacinda's going nuts. Why do we think that we're going to ask this question before we get on the phone with them? Anybody? Bueller. Yep. Joe says, who's the decision maker? Tracy says, who's the decision maker? Yep. Guess what happens if you get through an entire hour-long phone call with 50% of the decision makers on the call? And at the end, they say, I have to talk to my wife or my business partner about this. What do you guys think is going to happen to that deal? it has a really low chance of closing because that person is going to go play telephone with their business partner and not nearly explain it as well as you and not nearly provide as much value as you. And you can pretty much kiss that deal goodbye. That's what we found. In addition to that, if there's more than two, like if there's 3 decision makers, holy cow, talk about too many cooks in the kitchen, right? So we say we will not even get on the phone with you unless all the decision makers are present, because when one of 2 things happens on that call. We figure out very quickly that it's not a good fit because everybody's arguing with each other and they can't get on the same page. We tell them, hey, look, you guys got some things to figure out before you're ready to come work with someone like us. Or everybody has buy-in from the get-go. We can make a quick decision together. Everybody's there, and the whole train keeps moving forward. It's 1 or 0, guys. Those are the only 2 options that we have. So if they can't get everybody on the call, we just politely tell them that they need to go to the back of the line and figure it out. But we will not get on the phone with them unless everybody's there, right? So that's why we have these options. We obviously want their business website. Whoops. Okay, now guys, this is where we're asking an open-ended question for the purpose of figuring out what the intangibles are like. Okay, that's the only reason we add this to the questions. And it's crucial because we could have a fantastic application and someone writes in here, we've had things like this. I know I'm paraphrasing. I know everything there is to know. I just don't have any time, and I need somebody to do it for me. I already know all this Facebook stuff. I'm a Facebook marketing expert, right? Like, honestly, like someone like that is just so far up on their high horse. They have not admitted that they need help. They don't value help, our kind of help anyway. And they probably want to treat you like an employee of theirs and abuse you. Someone who's an ideal fit client would basically, this is a very powerful sales concept, guys. It's called release of self-admission, right? It's admitting to themselves that they need help. So the thing that we're looking for here is actually it has nothing to do with length, although typically when they write more, it's a better answer. I'll tell you that much. But a lot of times they're admitting that they need help from an outside source. That's what we're looking for here. So they might say, well, I've got a great facility and a great team and great staff. The people who are here love us. We just can't get enough leads coming through the door, right? There's just not enough new people reaching out to us. That makes sense, guys? Like, that's a great answer because they're admitting that they need help with that specific issue. And they know that they have a good thing going, but they're like at the point where they're just like, dang, I need help with this. Guys, that is a fantastic answer. And actually, I would say probably 50-60% of the time, the answer is pretty close to that in this box, which is awesome. But you can instantly tell if somebody's a dick face in this box sometimes too. And it's up to them. It's totally up to them what they write. I can't believe sometimes what they write. In fact, we should make like a wall of shame with our submission forms. That'd be super fun. So I'm just gonna write tests in here so my team knows that this isn't an actual thing. Okay, next question. How willing and able are you to invest in the growth of your business right now? Why do we like that question, boys and girls? Yeah, Jacinda says, great question, remove that objection. Yep. Yeah, a lot of this is basically handling objections before we even waste the time to get on the phone, right? Yep, Ed already knows the answer. Yeah, I'm trying not to make this boring, guys. This is really important, but you would not believe, I mean, it's like better than people watching at the mall or something. It's just like, it never surprises me, the stuff that people write. It's so funny. So in this case, guys, if somebody just straight up answers this and all the answers are terrible, we will like sometimes we don't even write back. It's like, you didn't take any of this seriously. You don't have any financial resources. You wrote one-word answers in the open-ended questions. Your application was terrible. I mean, it's like sometimes we get them there, it's like not even worth responding to. Not gonna lie. If it looked like somebody is like trying, it's just not a good fit, then we'll write them and say, hey, maybe you should reapply at a different time once you get more established or something like that. But guys, this is gold. This will tell you almost everything you need to know before you even have to get on the phone with these people. So yeah, Ryan says gold, pure gold. I have a funny story. So Ryan's my business partner. He just commented that. Ryan was on a trip to Nicaragua and he ran into a very big, I want to say internet marketing guru, but he's better than the pack. This guy is exceptional at what he does. He's a good guy. He makes a ton of money, but he helps a lot of people too. He was down there with his girlfriend or fiance, I don't know which, and Ryan just ran into him at the same spot, and Ryan kind of recognized him. He said, hey, is that so-and-so? And someone said, yeah. So anyway, they have a conversation, and this person asked, oh, well, how are the Facebook ads going for you guys? And he was expecting Ryan to say, yeah, it's been, this and that. And Ryan picked up his glass of water off the table and said, you see this glass of water? And the guy said, yeah. He said, my business partner, Robb, has the leads filtered so purely that by the time they get to me, they're as clear as this water. I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what's happening before they even get on the phone with me. Doesn't mean he closes everybody, guys, but it's like looking through x-ray lenses. Before Ryan gets on the phone with them, he knows pretty much the entire story, right? So this is a little bit of a mindset shift, guys. We are wasting money on applications just to not talk to them, right? Like, we are literally paying for people to get into our funnel and then figure out that they're not a good fit before we waste our time getting on the phone with them. A lot of us on this call are not comfortable with that concept yet, because when you're paying money for ads, you have the tendency to clam up and get very, very, very scarce with your thinking, when it should be the opposite, guys. I'm telling you this right now. You have to get over this hump, whether you're paying for traffic or not. You have to have the mindset that you will not work with a bad client, and you will do what kind of seem like a few crazy things to just avoid that altogether. If it touches your consciousness, it will affect your mindset, and therefore it will affect your business. A lot of us are too small to be having that sort of risk. We can't just like leave our business for a month and have it grow without our help. We're instrumental in our business. Probably everybody on this call is, right? So yeah, Angel has a good question. The applicants are coming from referrals, and I would say 80% of them are from Facebook ads, Angel. So yep, we're gonna get to that, buddy. We're gonna get there. But this is crucial, right? So when you guys think about this, you have to treat this this is why I'm showing it to you without all the other stuff around it. And before you get to see the funnel, I'm forcing you to consume this part of it, because you cannot discount how important this is. You can't. In fact, I forbid you to run a funnel without an application like this. And I forbid you to get on the phone with any clients that haven't filled this out or won't fill it out. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah, Matt says Billie Jean, who's my homie. Billie Jean says that all the time about bad clients, for sure. Oh, what's up, Baldeep? Yep. He says, I fired a bunch of clients and have not taken on as many as I could have because it would not have been a right fit. There you go, my man. That is the game right there. Another interesting thing is that Ryan and I trimmed our client roster, I think 2 times before Christmas last year, for that exact reason. Because again, if you guys, I've made every mistake in the book. The biggest mistake I ever made was filling our clients with our roster with bad clients. And I did that I had a much bigger agency that was a one-stop shop kind of agency in downtown San Diego. And I had basically a roster full of terrible clients. And it drove that business into the ground, and I closed up shop. So essentially, guys, this is how it works. For every one good client that you have, that opens up 4 more spaces for good clients. because one bad client will take away about 5 times the amount of resources, energy, and mindset that one good client will. In addition to that, good clients are a referral engine. Bad clients are not. You don't want more bad clients in your pipeline. Good clients are typically go-getters, and they'll execute, they'll take your advice, they appreciate your advice, they pay your stuff on time, they're happy to pay a premium to get it done right the first time. All of these things. So really one good client is worth about 1.4 to 1.6 clients, because they'll bring on other people that can come into your system just like that. I mean, we've got a lot of clients who either have multiple locations, or when they open new locations, they hire us for that, or they know other gym owners and they bring those people in as referrals, right? So about 20% of all of our applications are from referrals right now. So that's literally the math. Or what is that? 5 to 1, 4 to 1. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah. So when you think about your business, you have to treat it with the respect that it deserves. Picture that this thing is literally your baby or your child. And if your child or your baby has a bad friend, a kid who's like sticking, sharp objects into animals' eyes and stuff, you're like, nope, you're not hanging out with that kid, right? You have to treat your client roster like your children, sort of. But you get to choose who your kids' friends are. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're a parent to all these bad kids, you're going to just drive yourself nuts. If all the kids are complete angels, you can handle a lot more of them, right? And they start to take care of each other, kind of. It's the exact same phenomenon. It's incredible how that works. Okay, so back to the application. Okay, so this is the last question, guys. And so we started off with finally, and this is another open-ended question, and we're looking for intangibles here again. Finally, what makes you different from the other applicants in your local area, and why should we choose to work with you? Now, be honest, guys. Does this question sound a little pretentious to y'all? Just type a 1 or a yes if so. Just type a 1 or a yes if it sounds just a tiny bit like, oh, these people sound like seriously. John says no, it's pricing. I appreciate that, John. I'd like to think that since you and I know each other a little bit, you're giving me the benefit of the doubt. This question is actually designed to piss off bad applicants. This question right here, you will get, if somebody's a bad applicant, this question will piss them off to no end. I mean, we've had people get to this is the last question, and when they'll fill everything out, they'll jump through all the hoops, and they get here and they're like, I find this question totally absurd and pretentious, and like, if I'm paying you, then you should be appreciating coming, like it just, there's no possible way in their mind that they could think that we could have this sort of positioning in the relationship. And so that's thing one. It's sort of like the straw that breaks the camel's back sometimes. I love this question. For ideal clients, they write a novel here. They will write and it's not because they think they're so great. They're just so passionate about what their business does for their customers and their, what it does for their employees. And so they will just rattle up. They're like, I'm so proud of the place I built. Oh my gosh, can't fit it on the box. Right? We care more about our members than, we're not just some big box gym. We care about our members and their results. And, we built this amazing culture. It feels more like family than it does a studio or gym, right? We get that kind of stuff all the time. And in fact, in fitness, it's really interesting. You think people would talk about money a lot here, like, oh, we have the biggest or the most members, or we're crushing it, like all this stuff. They basically, I would say 60 to 80% of the applications we get from good applicants, they basically talk about how they have a huge passion for helping other people improve their lives, right? It's barely ever about money for them, really. If they have multiple locations, they don't brag. They've been able to, open 5 locations in 5 years. They typically talk about the level of impact that they've had, right? Does that make sense? So essentially, like, that's what this question is designed to do, is to further divide. I want to make it as black and white as I can by the end of this. I want it just to be 1 or 0, yes or no, pretty much, if we can. Can't always get that clear from this, but it gives us a huge advantage before the next step. Does that make sense, y'all? And then we just collect their name, email, and cell phone number, and that's it. The application ends. Any questions about this particular thing, guys and girls? Yep, Tracy had nailed it. Those are the people you want to work with. Exactly. You're right, Paulson. That's my secret sauce. Okay, so conceptually, guys, I spent a buttload of time on this, and I'm going to fly through the funnel thing because it's just a framework. It's not as important, nearly as important as this. It's like, this is 90–95% of it, guys. Honestly, it's just getting them to come to you. Okay, is everybody clear on that? I just want to make sure we're crystal clear before we move on, because I'm going to fly through the other stuff. Oh, I got a tasty LaCroix this time. I got a LaCroix that is, what is this? Kiwi watermelon. Delish. Okay, Tracy says yes. Ed says changing my application. Great stuff, thanks. You got it, buddy. Yep, Joe says it's clear. Kyle says clear. Matt says yes. Tracy says we're here and at attention. I love it. Matt says good stuff. All right, fam. Okay. As clear as a glass of water. What's up, Chris Jensen? Chris and I went to school together. We grew up together, and he's got beautiful family. Yeah, that's funny, Chris. I love it, man. We got to catch up soon. All right, so let's keep going. So you guys ready to see the funnel now? Now listen, guys. This is, again, I don't want you to rip this stuff. Like, don't just copy it. It's not going to work well. So we do a lot of Facebook ads, guys. This landing page crushes it. This landing page will filter out people who do not want, it's super basic, right? This landing page will filter out the people who do not at least care about getting some proof, right? So there's a few reasons why this page works. I can't really show it to you now, but you just have to trust me. A lot of our traffic comes from mobile, right? Because we're doing Facebook ads, you know, Facebook's very heavy on the mobile side. So this page loads real fast on mobile. So in other words, when they click the ad, it shows up almost instantaneously. It looks really clean. It's very easy to see all the headlines on mobile. And we're just positioning ourselves to get them something of value first. Okay, now I know you guys have probably been taught that you should write an ebook or something. I can tell you all this. A case study or case studies of your clients, meaning proof, are going to be the two most valuable things that you can deliver from an ad, because this person doesn't know you from Sam. So they're just dying to look for a reason to not trust you. They're dying to. They want to poke holes in it, right? So the first thing that we do is we say, look, we have a 100% free case study training for our market, okay? Case study training. So we're going to show you some proof. And what I love this. Sam Ovens is one of my mentors. So is Billie Jean. Billie Jean and Sam Ovens are probably my two biggest influences as mentors over the past 3 years, 5 years. But Sam is really good at this. What he says in his training is that you want to make this be almost like a legal presentation. You want to do it like a lawyer would do it in a court of law, meaning there's no possible way that they could deny that you got these results for your clients. If you don't have clients yet, you need to get one of these as fast as humanly possible. Do whatever it takes. I don't care what it is. Get a case study. It's that important. And then you need to build it as if you're an attorney preparing for a lawsuit. Meaning that by the end of it, you have to make them feel and believe that these things were true, right? So what are some things that would help with that? Well, showing your actual clients, showing actual results they got, screenshots, data, numbers, right? And don't lie, guys. Do not embellish, right? The reason why we've gotten we've gotten clients 50 memberships in a month. But the reason why we don't put this on the page is that 20 to 30 plus is very easily attainable for the average person that comes through our program. So don't embellish, but deliver the proof. Give them the goods. The judge is sitting up there tapping on the desk. What do you got for me? You got to give proof, right? This is the first step to building trust fast, guys. Does that make sense? Joe says, is it me or did we lose the connection? Is everybody else on still? Hope so. Tracy has a good question. How many case studies should you use in training? As many as you have, to be honest. You can't really do too little proof, right? Okay, so next step. So deliver your case study for, if this is for chiropractors, say chiropractors. If this is for med spa owners, say med spa owners. Call them out right here, right up front. Tell them it's exactly for them, right? Thing two is tell them what you can do for them. Just say it. Want us to add, and this has to be something they want. Every gym owner wants 20 to 30 plus new memberships this month. And if we can do it for them, that's even better, right? So ask them a question that they say yes to. This has to be something they want, but say, hey, want us to add, 50 new cool sculpting patients at your location this month for you? What med spa owner is going to say no to that? Nobody. Some of them do. I mean, not everybody opts in on this page, but again, guys, we're filtering people out. If they just don't want this for some reason, they'll just bail. It's fine. Didn't cost us any time, right? So now what we're saying is, okay, so before you apply, meaning we're letting them know that there is going to be an application, let us send you a 5-minute case study video about how we're getting this for location owners just like you. And that is it. Okay. There's a lot of different ways that you guys can do this, but I like just getting the email because I don't really care about the other information at this stage yet. I don't care. I basically just want to give them the chance to see the case studies and remove all the obstacles because I only really care about them if they fill an application out. That's all I care about. That makes sense? Okay, cool. Yep, everyone says they can hear me. Thanks guys for that. So this is what we want to do. We want to just deliver that first promise. That's it. So hey, before you apply to work with us, why don't we just show you that the goods are the goods, right? So they click yes, I want the case study video, and they land on this page, okay? Now this page is a little bit messy, but guys, this thing works like crazy. So here's how this page is laid out. Do you guys see this right here? This is the WUFU form. This is the WUFU form, broken up question by question right here. See it? So if you go back to the very beginning of the WUFU form, this is the first question, right? So here are the elements. You're one step away from, that was our big promise, right? 20 to 30 plus new long-term members in the next 30 days. And the first thing we want to do is give them that case study video, right? So it's only 8 minutes. Actually, I need to update that. On the previous page, it said 5 minutes. I should change it to 8. I guess this is 8. So this video is full of case studies, and it also shows them how we got those results. It doesn't go deep into it. It just tells them sort of like what we did to get them those types of results. It's only 8 minutes long. This is Ryan, my business partner, talking through it, right? But guys, this is like what I would call a mini VSL. We just shove proof in their face, tell them what we can do for them if they, are a good fit for what we have. And the way to figure that out is to apply, see if this will work for their facility. And all these people went through our system, got these benefits, right? And we also show all the brands that we worked with, because in fitness we worked with a lot of different types of franchises. So it's good to show that, right? Builds another layer of trust. Below that, if they say, yeah, all that sounds good. Oh, the video sounded great, but I still don't believe you, Rob. I still don't believe you, Ryan. Below this is a case study mashup. So these are a bunch of our clients, smushed together, talking about how much success they had. And a lot of them are the same ones that are in this slide deck thing, but they're saying it in their own words. Below that are longer format interviews. So this one's 13 minutes, this one's 10 minutes. And again, it's just Ryan on a Zoom call with them in their own words telling us how much success they had with our program. Right? So guys, can you see how it's pretty hard to call on us by the time they get to this? Right? Do you see all the social proof that we're putting around the action, the desired action that we want them to take, which is fill out the application? Right? Do you see that these guys are voluntarily either on video or posting in the Facebook group that we have with all our clients, what kind of success they've had with our program? That makes sense? So all this stuff is around the desired action we want them to take. So we're building a lot of fast. If they see stuff and they want this result, there's a pretty high chance that they're not applying. Because this is kind of undeniable. We also drip case studies for your story, one per email, to that email that we just tagged on the previous step. That helps too. So in other words, each one of these stories we just drip feed in an email, like once a day for the next week. So we're looking for them to latch on to one story, right? So there's a bunch of different types here. That's people, that's facilities, but we just want them to see all the case studies, right? Then they fill out the application, right? The application in detail, right? When they fill out the application and click on the link, they go to this page. Congrats, looks like you may be a great fit for membership growth through our program. Schedule your call with me below. Now, do you guys notice that we told them, and we kind of tell them in the previous step everything that's going to happen in the next step, right? So we're making it crystal clear what they can expect from this step and the one that's going to happen next, right? You will be sent a confirmation email confirming your meeting time. So they pick a time on Ryan's calendar. That's when they get booked, and it looks like this in his calendar. They just book right in there. It's automatic. If he's got a slot open, they pick the time that works for them, and it gets booked right into his calendar, right? He's also got all of the attached application information, right? So when they fill this out, Ryan's got two pieces of information. When he's talking to them, he's got their email address, phone number, name, location information, but then he's also got all the application answers. So he can begin working on that right away, right? The last page in this thing is just something that this just builds a little bit more trust. Actually, hang on, that's not the right one. Sorry. So this is the confirmation page for after they pick a time on his calendar. Your application is submitted. We will only extend an invitation to work with us if we feel we can get you a full return on investment plus profit within 3 to 6 weeks. And the reason why we say that is, guess what, guys? Sorry about the audio, guys. I don't know what that is. I think it's either the internet connection. We've been having internet issues since Friday. There was a huge power outage in San Diego. So I'm trying to be mindful. Can you guys hear me better now? Okay, let's see. So guys, we're telling them that don't be afraid to get on the phone with us. We're not going to put you in our program unless it's a good fit for both sides. Expect a call from me, not somebody else, right? We're just handling the objections up front. Watch this brief video for what to do next. Now in this video, he's just telling them what to expect on the call. He reiterates all the stuff about having your business partner on the phone. Have them, not be afraid to get on the phone because he's just going to ask them some questions. So he's setting the stage for the next thing. And then we've got more videos. This is just to establish more proof, more trust, more authority, right? So we've got a video here showing literally our lead sheets for some of our clients. We've, hidden the sensitive info, but again, the undeniable proof. If the judge said, oh, you generate all these leads for people, show me. Boom, it's right here in this video. Right? And then some people are like, oh, that sounds great, but you're being vague, right? Like you're not telling us exactly how you do it, which is kind of ridiculous anyway, kind of doesn't matter. But he goes into a little bit more about how we're actually able to get these kinds of results for clients. So if they get through all these steps, guys, and they still feel good about it, there's a really high chance they're going to be a good fit for the program. Yeah, okay, good. Audio's back. Okay, guys, that is it. That is the entire funnel, front to back. This is how we're getting all of our clients. This is how we're getting all of these applications, how they're all being booked. We schedule once for the booking app. If any of you are curious, you can use other things. There's a bunch of those kinds of things out there. So we just run Facebook ads to that funnel, and we also send our warm traffic to that funnel. But everybody who gets on the phone with us goes through that thing right there. Make sense? Any questions, guys and gals? My voice is about to go. Would anybody like to hear about the virtual option for the workshop that we're having next week? So May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, 3 full days. And I'll probably do another little video or at least a written post in the group to summarize this. But guys, what we're gonna do is I got probably 100 inbox messages from group members who are asking if they couldn't travel, if they could still get access to the program. And Ryan and I are very, very big on implementation. So, excuse me, the reason why we want to do a implementation workshop is because we want people leaving getting results. That's the bottom line. When Evan and Xavier came for 2 days to our office, they got exceptional results. We had a blast hanging out with them, improving their business, helping them, close deals there in person. We also help them price, do all the pricing and packaging work, the mindset work. We help them go back to a couple clients and upsell them on our text strategy, the appointment setting strategy through text message. We help them close some prospects that were lingering out there and not really committing. And so essentially, yeah, Luis, you did inspire that. Luis just signed up and took the dive. He's already taken action. And he said he could not come to the workshop. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to open up a virtual option, and my team here, Alan is going to live stream. Happen's a team member of ours. He's our database reactivation specialist and our video editing specialist here. He's really good with video. So he has figured out a way for us to live stream that event. We've got 6 or 7 people who signed up for a seat for the workshop, for a physical seat. And then we've got 2 or 3 people like Luis that said that they just couldn't make it happen. They got families or plans or whatever, right? And I get that. Like, everybody's busy, right? But I still have to keep this scarce because even virtually, we have to take the time to work through these things with you. Like, it's not just us talking to you, it's us working with you, right? So for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and open up 10 more spots, right? So I'll open up 10 more spots, and they're virtual only spots, right? And so the offer is exactly the same. It's just you don't have to come and travel here. There will be some people here in person, and you guys will get to chat with them remotely and stuff like that, but the offer is exactly the same, right? You'll still get access to our text messaging system instantly. Those are virtual trainings. You get instant access to those as soon as you sign up. You get the 3 full days training with us, and all of that will be recorded for replay. So, and I'm hoping that the recording will happen as we live stream it. So barring any technical issues, it should be available for replay hour by hour, meaning if for some reason you have to miss an hour or miss part of a day or something like that, not all is lost. You can still go back and catch up. In addition to that, a lot of people have been asking what happens after the event is over. And so with a paid seat for this program, you're going to get 30 days of support from me and my team, with an option to stay and keep support for a really low nominal fee, which is definitely easy for us to do for you. So yeah, so guys, this is not a cheap seat. Like, we are really diving deep into this stuff. So For some of you, this is the investment is going to seem like a lot. Some others for you, it's going to be a no-brainer. The investment for the workshop is $4,750, right? And if you guys are interested in reserving a seat, go ahead and send me a private message, or you can post in the group and I'll reach out to you. But if you guys have questions, I'm happy to answer them now or in the group. But yeah, everybody else has made the commitment there, that's what they paid. And so I really want to respect them and keep that the same. You guys are all getting the same access. It's just one version is in person and the other is not. So any questions about that, guys and girls? And I'll keep that option open until the day that, well, I guess 2 days before the event, so I'll keep this open so that you've got time until, what do we got here? Until May 1st, Thursday, May 1st, okay? Yep, Luis said that investment is a no-brainer. I agree, Luis. If you guys have clients already, this is a no-brainer, because by the time this event's done, we'll have you, you're going to be upselling your current clients and closing new ones. Like, all you have to do is do the work. Show up and do the work. You're going to be doing that for sure. Joe says, are you planning on doing it again? I got that question a lot too, Joe. I don't know, to be honest. We've been so focused on putting this one together, but based off the amount of interest that we've had, I would say, yeah, it's very likely. It's likely. But I don't have that planned out yet. Matt Reed said, great info. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, man. And everybody who comes or signs up for a seat, I should say, is going to get all this stuff. So we'll give you ClickFunnels share links. We'll give you our application questions. We'll show you all of our ad copy, all that stuff. We're going to do a deep dive on all that stuff, and you guys get to just import what we've used and modify it for your own campaigns. It's the easy button. So my Sheldon approaches. Joe says we'll be on vacation. Oh yeah, that's cool, Joe. Well, in that case, you could just do the exercises when you're not on vacation. When you get back, you just view all the replays and then take advantage of the support, or you could just wait and see if we open up another event in the future. It's up to you, man. Any other questions? Let's see. Look, guys, we got another application. Yay. That was at 4:44, which is 45 minutes ago. I gotta tell you, it's real nice when your day is going and you've got, like, this day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 8 applications that day. That's kind of a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 11 that day. This is a really nice luxury to have. I can't tell you how big of a difference it's made in our business. It's made all the difference, in fact. Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it. I've got to go home and rescue the kids and talk to my wife before we do bath time and dinner and bed. So it's always nice to talk to your spouse before everybody crashes, right? Anyways, I apologize for the delay on this. I know it's a little bit of a tight timeline. There was a power outage on Friday, and then I found out that they were doing construction down the street from our house, and they broke a node or something doing the construction, so the internet and the power were affected the past 4 days. It's terrible. Anyways, I'm happy to deliver this to you. I hope this helped. Monica says, you guys rock. Thanks. You got it, Monica. And Thomas M says, thank you. You're welcome, brother. And yeah, guys, if you're worried about any of this stuff, let us know. Just ask questions in the group. We're here to help you. And I hope to get to know some of you guys better and really help you impact your businesses in a major, major way coming up. So I'll go ahead and sign off. Take care. Good to see a lot of familiar faces and learn of some new ones. And we'll talk soon, guys.